Good morning. From the office. I'm trying to think, how do I change this up? I got to change this up a little bit. I mean, it's getting too repetitious. Repetitious. Hold on. Turn the music off. Make sure all my phones are down. It's going to be a big day. I've got to make sure nothing gets in the way. It's going to be, I think we're going to have a pretty good time today. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a good day. Don't you? I got a lot of partying to do today. Today, I will do more partying in one day than I have done in a long time. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. And it is going to be, today we have Carla's Corner. Carla's Corner is at 8:30. Looking forward to that every Thursday at 8:30. Carla's Corner. And then at 9:45 today, did you make a New Year's resolution and it's already out the window? But I tell you what, we're going to talk about that a little in depth with Dr. Markwell at 9:45. It'll be today, every Thursday at 9:45, Dr. Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling. And we're going to talk to him about New Year's resolutions, and they may already be gone, and habits. Creating habits. So that's today at 9:45. Okay, you beat me by a couple days because the Cub fan, we talked about this Monday, maybe Sunday afternoon, I don't remember, but we were talking about, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, okay, so Ruth Bader Ginsburg, this is probably a way down the list story for any other network, or it's not a story at all for some networks like CNN, ABC, MSNBC, the list goes on, you know who they are. But Ruth Bader Ginsburg is not at work. That's just how it is. I mean, you know what? In the real world, and that is what I really feel this Donald Trump is trying to connect. It is exposing the divide with them and the real world. Out here in the real world, it's not showing up for work, okay? Now, I don't know, I haven't looked at the Supreme Court Justice, rules here recently, their employment agreement, but I don't know how many sick days they're allowed, all right? I don't know how many days they can miss work, all right, until we have to find a, do we have like some stand-ins to help? I mean, is there like a, you pick an alternate? You got to, when you go, you got to have an alternate, right? So maybe that's what we got to do now is pick a quick alternate so we just plug somebody in. That's a good idea, Donald. Go with that. Get your alternate ready. 9 Supreme Court justice and your alternate. So anyhow, but she is not showing up for oral argument or oral whatever, argument in the cases. And supposedly, she can watch them at home, just chill at home, or read the transcripts. So she'll be able to rule on these. Okay, really? Now, for you and I, it's not showing up for work. So I was talking the other day because one of my favorite movies is Weekend at Bernie's, right? And I keep saying, hey, you know what? It's time. We've got to see. It's like the Cub fan. The Cub fan says, I want a picture of Ginsburg holding up a paper with today's date. I'm good with that. All right. So put up number 1 there, Matlock. We talked about this. I got to give it to him. All right, this is hilarious. Weekend at Ginsburg's. Weekend. I had to start with. I got to have some fun today. Okay, I got to have some fun because I start getting riled up at what pieces of garbage the media. They're just pieces of garbage out there, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But a little humor to start Tuesday off. That was Tuesday. Today's Thursday, but. We talked about it earlier in this week. I was thinking about building that graphic right there, but he beat us to it. Congratulations, great job. The Democrats' Weekend at Ginsburg. Jokingly, for all of those not to take it too serious, but I think they need to release a tape, something, just something, release of something, man, because I think the Democrats create their crisis, and like Kavanaugh, and I swear to God, there'll not be a day if the president serves 8 years and another 6 years, 2 terms, there'll not be a day that they don't stage out a crisis. Okay, we'll get into that, but I wanted to give a shout out on that, and then we have another picture. Now, what's Larry King been up to? For some reason I got Larry King on the brain. You got a picture over there that. Oh my God, Larry King's doubling as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. According to multiple sources, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died 6 months ago, and Larry King has been standing in for her since. Oh my God. It continues. Schenectady, go. All right, enough Ginsburg. That's our Ginsburg moment. There we go. It's a Ginsburg moment. All right, today, our Ginsburg moment. There you go. All right, just had to have a little fun, Everybody relax. Everybody gets too bent out of shape. Now, Donald Trump, stay the course. President of the United States, stay the course. Stay the course, period. Don't fold them. You got to, whatever you got to do, somebody email the guy the Kenny Rogers song, okay? You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Know when to walk away, know when to run, never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting. When Nancy Pelosi's done, don't fold, period. Practice the song, it's done. Nancy Pelosi will fold. You can count your money then. Go to the State of the Union address, walk in, have the guy, who is it, the guy? Mr. Speaker! The President of the United States. Do the whole thing, baby. Walk down through there real slow, shake hands, do it all. Shake and bake, do the handshaking, push that State of the Union all the way home, baby. Get up there and then say, Madam Speaker, Vice President of the United States, in Congress, I'm happy to report the State of the Union is good, it is sound. I'm sorry, I like the whole thing. Do the head shake, shake and bake all the way down through there, smile, take some selfies, get up there. Then make sure you got some applause lines and tell the Republicans you're going to hit some applause lines, and then do whatever. But no, on a serious note, treat it like a real State of the Union. Treat it like a real State of the Union, because Democrats on a daily basis expose every single thing about this country that is no longer relevant to them. It's the State of the Union. Constitutionally, the President of the United States should report on the State of the Union to Congress. I'm going to tell you, I would love for you to just go right across some college campuses and say, what is the State of the Union? We are a union, period. Now, to me, I'm a states' right guy. I believe we are a union of 57, 54, 53, whatever Barack said we had, 50, whatever. Bada bing, bada boom, who knows the stars anymore, right? Only Obama knew those. But we are a union of individual governments combined. And that's my opinion, all right? And we have state rights. And then we have a federal government that is a union, the State of the Union. And that is why popular vote will never work, because it's a union, because Kansas has every right to be in the Union as California, period. I don't care how many people you ever shove into California. I don't care how many people you ever shove into lower LA, Mexico. You have no more right into this union than Iowa. You have no more right into this union, New York and Bill de Blasio, than Idaho. We are a union. And it's so disappointing that our higher levels of education, the Communist Party of Education, the Socialist Party of Education, these universities after universities, that our young people, the mush that they're coming out with in their head, don't understand. Sadly to say, Rhode Island, with Jerry Whitehead or whatever his name, that wacko senator up there, is crazy as you know what, has every right in the union as Illinois. So that being said, it's the State of the Union. So the President of the United States needs to go down to the State of the Union, and he needs to deliver the constitutional speech to the American people and Congress. He's to report to Congress on the State of the Union. And he needs to fill that gallery up there. And he needs to highlight those mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers. He needs to highlight them. And he needs to let the American people see. Because you know why Nancy Pelosi does not want, okay? She does not want the State of the Union address. It's because that's where the Democrats have to sit on their hands. And they can't cheer. And she has to sit behind the president. So when the President of the United States looks up in the gallery and says, if we had border security, including a barrier, and we had money for a barrier, some of my friends up here tonight, the American people, look for yourself. Their family would may still be alive today. And when Congress erupts to show them respect, because that statement has money for border security on the border wall, and the Republicans stand up and Mike Pence stands up, and they break out in applause, they're going to have to watch the Democrats sit on their hands. That's exactly right. Now, they could do their response. You always have your State of the Union Democrat response. And they'll get to do their response, and maybe Nancy and Chuck will run back there and get a podium together again and do a response. Or maybe they'll let the little socialist from New York go up there to do the response, and she'll sing "A Train Kept a-Rolling All Night Long." Whatever. I don't know. What if their name Acosta? I don't know. But I'm just saying, go do the State of the Union address, Mr. President. Go do it. Don't stop. Sing the Kenny Rogers song. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. I'm telling you. Know when to walk away. But never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when Nancy Pelosi folds, and she will. You stay at it, Mr. President. The shutdown, how are you affected? Are you watching? Let's go through. I've got a little bit of time here before Carla's Corner gets in. Now, they don't want you to see. I think I'm going to do the Syria story after the 8:30 at 9 o'clock. I think I'm going to talk about Syria at 9 o'clock because I could lose my composure. I got to keep my composure today, folks. I got to keep it in here. It's got to stay right in here. All right, you got it? I can't go out of it right now. In the serious story, I'm going to say some things that's going to spin around and land on you, and I don't know how you're going to take it, but I better hold on to that one. Let's go to number 5. Shutdown. Stay the course, Mr. President, because this is what they will do, all right? Now, oh, by the way, let's do this real quick. The show, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700. It's right here, folks. You can text anytime. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think the president should stay the course or not. 706, there's the number, Chief, and all the social media ways to follow us. Now get back to that picture, because number 5, here's what they're going to do. They're going to go everywhere. Shutdown, making it hard. 5:08 a.m. this morning. Shutdown, making it hard to know how the economy is doing, which it's hurting everything. Shutdown, creating uncertainty for businesses, investors, and farmers. Let's go to number 6. We're just going to go through a bunch of pictures. Government shutdown. CNN has the 26 days, 5 hours, 7 minutes, and 58 seconds. Shutdown, making it hard to know how economy is doing there. Real estate. Let's go to number 7. They're showing the real estate industry is taking a hit over this. The government workers are concerned. You know, the government workers, 800,000, we'll get to that in a minute, is an average of 77,000 a year. Whoa! How you like those Fritos, Batman? Yeah, that's pretty good. Buy a lot of Fritos and chili for the Super Bowl. Anyhow, shutdown make it hard to know how economy is doing, okay? There it is, unsanitary. We have the unsanitary pictures are back, number 8. You know, government shutdown, you know, unsanitary, just piling up the trash. It's affecting, number 9, it's affecting 2 million contractors. All right, 2 million government contractors could lose paycheck with no back pay. Number 10. TSA reports airport scanners absence skyrocketing. Growing security concerns on air travel. Now, here's what I said yesterday. Growing security concerns on air travel. President Donald J. Trump, I don't know if my message gets directly to you, but I'll say it anyway. Use the military. Do not stop. You have exposed some things in this country that's been long overdue. You've exposed some things that need to be corrected. Okay? Need to be corrected. My hope, now the government is right now reassigning what is essential and non-essential. And I think that's finally some things like this are happening. But do not stop. Use the military. Your military's cross-trained. Hey, TSA workers don't want to go to work? No problem. No problem. Don't go to work. You're not getting paid, don't go work. I mean, find a job, sorry. No money. Right? Send the military in. You're not going to tell me that our military is not trained to be some very good TSA that checks security lines. Let the military check that security. Do it overnight. I mean, we got military all over. You know, let me tell you something. I don't want to get started on this. We got kids all over the world protecting borders for other people. Don't get this train rolling there all night. Oh, no, 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 no. We've got kids. I call them kids because at my age, they're kids now. They used to not be kids, but daggone it, they're kids now. But we got these kids, these men and women, these young people all over the world protecting other people's borders, all over the world, protecting other people's countries. We're protecting regions. We're taking care of it. And we are fighting to protect our border and our ports and our entries through this country. TSA workers? No, bring them home. We got enough TSA workers. Problem solved, baby. Problem solved. We got enough TSA workers. They're just deployed. Bring them home. Put them in our places. Secure our borders from sea to shining sea, north, south, east, and west. And then we can sit and we can do anything we want from right here whenever we need to, anywhere around the world. We have the capability. Okay? So we got the TSA workers. And we also have the air traffic controllers. Don't let that bother you. Okay, let's go to number 11. Number 11. Government security concerns on air travel. There they are. They're marching. And here we go. Government shutdown date number 12. And she seems to be heartbroken. Okay, she's a flight attendant. And she's scared to death. I mean, these are you're starting to hear the stories. Are you hearing the stories? And what is bothering you more? These poor stories that they're coming up with of how people are struggling, and they're manufactured stories? Tell me, are they not? Are they landing? Are these manufacturing sob stories landing with you? Okay. What or the fact that does the media really not realize what struggling and crisis and suffering is? Is this what they're calling it? I mean, you know, hey, I'm sorry for you, you know. All right, so now here we got number 13. Celebrity chef is feeding unpaid federal workers. You didn't get paid last week. I mean, go to your neighbor's house and eat, or you know, call your mom or something. Or, you know, you're a federal worker. You were making 77 grand. I mean, I've got the thing. I mean, they're so ridiculous. They're so crazy. The income to these federal workers, on average, is $77,000. They put that up on one screen, and then you're going to tell me you're making 77 grand a year, and the very next week you can't eat, and there needs to be a food line? Huh, I'm missing this one. I lived through recession, depression, okay? And the only reason in 2009 and 10 it was not called a true all-out depression is because there was so much money pumped into the federal government that you could not see the depths of the problem. I get, that's another day. Number 14. Celebrity chef feeding unpaid federal workers. Disaster relief group gives free meals to government workers in D.C. Celebrity chef. So maybe they went down to see the celebrity chef. This is suffering to them. They're suffering because maybe they can't buy a lip shade or something that they want. I'm serious. Now here's one I love this morning. Number 15. I'm watching these because I know this is coming for days on end. And I think the American people are really... I want to know from you, how are you suffering from the shutdown? Seriously, are you affected? Are you suffering from the government shutdown? Celebrity chef feeding unpaid federal workers. So this guy here, they interview this guy right here, and he's a federal contractor with the Department of Justice. I mean, that's what he said. And they said, well, what are you doing? This is the coffee and food line, all right? So they know they got TV cameras. What are you doing here? Well, I was at home. I swear to God. I was at home, and I seen where they said, if you've been affected in any way by the shutdown, you know, come down here and eat. And I said, sure. Well, might as well take advantage of that. That's what the guy said. I mean, you know, and it's got some people in CNN headquarters crying right now. Number 16, government shutdown effect mounts. I mean, they're manufacturing these little groups, and number Pelosi changed the date. Well, we go to State of Union. I got one more here. I want to get one. Go to number 21, all right? And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because it didn't show up very well. But, all right, a typical federal worker, this is on MSNBC, a typical federal worker has missed $5,000 in pay from the shutdown so far. You didn't work a week. Oh, say, wait a minute. You didn't get paid last Friday. That's 2 weeks worth of pay. You're getting $2,500 a week? Or even $1,500, $2,000? How much you getting? So combined, that's more than $200 million per workday. $200 million. Now I don't think they realize what they tell you. $200 million a day. This is all your money. This is your tax money. You send them because you see all the things on social media. Hey, do I still have to pay taxes this week? You're paying this. I mean, some people get aggravated when somebody says, hey, my taxes pay your salary. We probably should all get back to that. And they should get back to realizing that. All of them, from Congress, everybody. Combined, they're $200 million per day, per work day. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of cheddar, right? So that's a lot of cheddar. While the medium federal salary is $77,000, about 1/5 of the workers make less than $50,000. Many have said they have less than a month's saved. So they're 50. Now the average is 77,000. And I'm going to tell you, there's not a lot of them making less than 50. And they went 1 week and they got to hit a bread line. Whoa. Donald Trump stayed the course, show up for the State of the Union, give the State of the Union, do it on a serious note, do it the right way, and let Nancy cracked. Her facelift cracked when she canceled the State of the Union. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back after these messages with Carla's Corner.